You can see the bike is underneath me.
Okay, welcome to stage 9. This is the final stage of the Dynamos Challenge for 2020. This final stage is 80 kilometres to the finish line. So they're so close to what would have been Dublin. They're currently on a volcano. And as we know, Ireland are famous for their volcanoes. So trying to keep it as realistic as possible. Max, how far have they got to go till the very end?
So right now, they've got just under 13 kilometres to the end of this stage. We can see if we just put up the profile of today's stage. So this is what they're doing right now. So you can see the volcano KOM twice on that little profile there. So they're just, I think, completed the ascent of that now, and they're on the way down. So it should be getting easier from now on, and then they'll be reaching Dublin soon.
Fantastic. And in terms of who's ahead and who's slightly behind, is there, any update on who's in the front?
So we can just take, I'll just get back to you on that one. We'll have a look at the map of who's where. Okay. And we can see who has maybe made it to Dublin and who's on the way.
Well, while we wait for Max to take us through that, why don't we have a talk to Gareth? How are you, Gareth?
Hello, guys. Yeah, bit tired, to be honest.
We really don't blame you. How are you feeling in terms of coming up to the end of the big challenge?
I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this to be over. As Max said, we're on this route, and then we come down the volcano. It's pretty flat. One little lump before the end. 12k. It's not far. But at the moment, I just know next time I stop pedaling, I'm not going to start again.
Yeah, for sure. So it's mind over matter at the moment.
Definitely.
Obviously, you're feeling really knackered right now, but have you got a high point of the whole journey that's really keeping you going?
Absolutely. I tell you what, got up this morning, not really wanting to do this at all. And just seeing that the fundraising had gone up even more overnight. That was it. That was brilliant. That was the last bit of motivation we needed, I think. So
yeah,
that's definitely a point. Yeah.
And would you say that this is probably the hardest part of it? Is this the point?
I know, because we can see the finish now almost. So this is not too bad. I think the hardest point for me was at some point yesterday. I can't remember when Seb lost his internet connection, and we were trying to sort all of that out and ride and do the rest of it, and all that technical side of stuff.
Yeah,
has been a bit tricky. That was trying to do that and pedal the bike was not fun.
it's not quite like stopping at the side of the road and giving a bit of a repair to your bike. Yeah, absolutely. You've added the challenge this year. Why don't we speak to Andy? How's Andy been doing, Max?
Well, just looking at this map, we can see that Mr. Hartley is actually in the lead of the Dynamos at the moment. So he's just a few kilometres ahead of Mr. Davies. He's clearly been getting those extra Ks in when we've maybe not been on the live stream. So in the background, just keeping going all the time.
Hey, Andy. So you're in front there in the lead.
Hello.
Hey, how are you feeling? You're in the lead. Does that mean that your legs are probably hurting a little bit more than others, or are you all right?
I can't hear Emily. Sorry.
I'm sure we'll get there. Can you hear me now, Andy?
Can you hear me? I can't hear Emily. Sorry.
Should we switch and speak to somebody else and then maybe come back to Andy, Max? Is that all right?
Yeah, we'll come back. So should we go to Mr. Shepley?
Let's do that.
Hello,
Hi,
team.
John.
How are you?
How are you? More importantly, how are you?
Looking forward to the finish.
I'm not surprised. Yeah.
What we got? Just under 10 kilometres left to the finish, and then we're over to the sprinters who are going to finish the day with a final sprint. But I think I'm going to get off at the ceremonial finish.
Bow out at that point.
Yeah, do my 10 kilometres, and that'll see me done. I'm barely a cyclist, let alone a sprinter.
Well, I think we can safely say that you are definitely a cyclist after this weekend and every other Dynamos challenge that you've done. How are you feeling in terms of this whole process? Are you all right?
Yeah, it's been tough these last 2 days. It's the amount of time you're on the bike, sitting in the same place. You know, normally by this point we'd be coming up to Dublin, if not within Dublin. So, you know, you don't get that sense of satisfaction that you've actually gone somewhere. But yeah, it's been good. Having the live chats and the Zoom calls has really made it fly by. The quizzes and everything that you two have done really, really do make things go a lot quicker. And then getting the updates on email about all the sponsorship we've had is fantastic.
Yeah, which is the most important thing.
Everyone who's sponsored. I know we're probably going to break the Dynamos record if we haven't done already. So that's brilliant.
Yeah, and that's obviously so encouraging. That's the thing that's going to keep you going the most, seeing as you're so used to all being together in person. Despite the fact that you've had the quizzes and the Zoom calls, it's obviously a bit tough to keep going when you're not all together, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, John. All the best for the next 10K.
Okay, see you later.
You're really nearly there now. Shall we speak to Mr. Sim, Max?
Yeah, let's get started.
So in terms of 10K, Max, I'm not one for riding bikes. So how long should that take us?
Hello.
Hopefully, the next 10K, depending on how much climbing they've got left, it's not going to take them. It's going to be less than half an hour really to the end of this ride. Yeah, that was something that I really noticed yesterday when I was riding along with the dynamos. Is that even though they're not actually out on the roads, the route that they're taking in is going to be a lot kind of hillier. They've got really kind of like Tour de France style alpine climbs along their route. I think we compared it to the Brecon Beacons yesterday, as that was where they might have been riding along at the same time. But they're really, you can't really compare them. They're just, the climbs they're taking on are much more tough, and so they've really got a big challenge on their hands.
And in terms of the ride that you did with them yesterday, obviously I may well have been distracting him, which would have helped your win, but you beat Mr. Sim there to that sprint to the top of the mountain. How did that feel?
Oh, it felt great. Yeah, really well. We had some a good few sprints yesterday going up all the climbs. It was brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think Emily, it's worth saying Max beat us up every single climb and through every single sprint. So I'm sure that felt great, Max. We've actually just done 2 climbs, the volcano that we did yesterday with Max, which was so good having him there. And because he's part of, we've got this weird elastic band thing as a group, so I get like our average speed or power, something is done. And without Max, our times up the climb are a minute and a half slower. So we really missed it today, Max.
Max, why aren't you on the bike helping them out then?
Oh, he's just so lazy, Emily. He does nothing for the school. I'm joking.
Yeah, I am being late today. I'm calling today a rest day. That was another thing. Obviously, these guys have been doing it. We're doing it for 2 days, and again another kind of 30K in the morning before I was joining them. So I think they appreciate like a pair of fresh legs to help them get through it.
Max, it was so good to have you, and everyone that's joined for like little bits of the ride has been absolutely brilliant. Like another little boost. But yeah, it was. I mean, so good to have you on for the ride, and also just so impressed by how good the cyclist you are. So thank you very, very much. It was amazing.
Oh, that's so lovely to hear. Thank you, Sim. We just had Madam Vitalis saying, keep going, guys. Well done for everything that you've done. You're all amazing. And again, there's so many people that are commenting and giving you all that encouragement and keeping the donations coming in. Have you had a real low moment, Joe, that you kind of feel glad that you're over?
Yeah. So I was really worried actually on Saturday, like late afternoon, evening, after we had the kind of high of the kind of first quiz with you. Then things started to go downhill a little bit. And by the last
Are you sure it was a high? I don't think you got any points, mate.
All right, well, that's not... All right, so I started off pretty low and then it got even lower when the quiz ended. But there was the stage after, which was our the Saturday afternoon stage. We all just found, pretty tough. And when I got off the bike, I was actually... I've never actually had pain in my thighs like that. I was really, really worried, and close to tears. So that was not great. But I'm pleased to say it's been better from there, if still very grueling. But luckily, no tears as of yet.
Good. Well, there's no shame in that. If you want to have a good cry with us now, me and Max are here for you.
Maybe it'll be tears of joy because I've got 6.9 left, so
we'll see. 6.9, it's going quickly. Well, thank you, Mr. Sim.
No, guys, thank you so much.
Well done, guys. Keep going. We are so
guys.
Proud of you all. Can we speak to Mr. Ventura?
Yeah, let's get Miss Ventura.
Hi, Seb. Right. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, yeah. Lucas just passed me one of these from the freezer.
Oh, that's what we want for the final 6K.
That's right. This is join me at an interesting point. This is just less than my commute to Debden. So this is about now. I'm just mentally just thinking, right, I'm just cycling to Debden now.
Yeah, good thinking. So you know you can achieve that, and it's you've got that in sight. So that's really good.
Yeah.
How's it been this morning?
It's been all right. I was a few kilometres. Well, I wasn't behind. I was on the same pace as most of everyone else, but
if we lost connection with Mr. Ventura there, Max.
I wanted to have a little extra breakfast break.
Okay.
I'm back. So in order to manufacture a little 15-minute fried egg break, I had to get on at 7:30 when no one else was on, just do a little cheeky 5 kilometres.
And are you feeling like that made all the difference now?
Well, the egg certainly did, yeah.
You've got all that energy just for your small ride to Debden. That's all that you've got to do.
Yeah, it's fine. When we get to this bit of the ride, it's always fine, motivational, because you can see the end. The bleak bits are like Saturday when we did the New York stage, because I was really tired and I knew we had so much more to do. Whereas this, like John said, when you can kind of see you're coming into it's Paris or Land's End or wherever it is, you can see that end point, except I've just got my garage door to look at. But anyway.
Well, the nice thing is you've got the kids bringing you cold drinks, and you know that you're going to be at home and be able to enjoy the sunshine straight away as soon as you're done.
Yeah. I will miss the minibus ride home, though, which is usually pretty good banter.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it will all be worth it when it's done. Ian and Meris and Christina are all wishing you all the best, Seb, saying go, go, go.
That's brilliant. I'll just give a shout out to not only the people who spoke, helpful. My friends Martin and Joe, who helped us out on a few rides. Gareth's friends Dan and Richard, and John's friend. They've all helped us keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. And every single person, whether it's a donation or riding along or a comment, it all means that these guys are able to keep going with a lot more positivity, because I'm sure it is so much harder than any of us can imagine. Well, thank you, Seb. You've not got long to go.
No.
Keep moving.
Have a good week.
See you later. We'll speak to you at the end. Shall we speak to Madam Fonda?
Yeah, let's go to Madam Fonda. So, as Sel was just saying, they've just got under 5k to go, and so, like as Sel was saying there, this is the bit where they can really see the finish in sight. And so, although it's at the end of their ride, they've got the extra motivation. Usually, kind of the middle sections of the ride, like as Sim was saying, like late Saturday, that's when they can't really see the end. They're just kind of plugging along, and they've got motivation is really hard to find in those moments. But let's see what Madam Fonda, what's your low point of the weekend been?
Saturday. I think Joe and Seb already said it, but I got off the bike on Saturday and I really hurt, and I don't think I'd eaten enough. And I just thought, like, oh my God, we've got so far to go. We got a really long ride yesterday, which actually was fine, hard, and it hurt, but it was a lot better than, I think, mentally you quite often make it seem so much worse than it's going to be, especially when you're really tired.
Yeah.
The end of Saturday was quite bleak, quite hurt, like trying to wash my legs in a shower.
Oh, bless you. Well, so this final 5k, what is motivating you to just get to that end point? What is going through your mind right now?
I think firstly, obviously, like everyone said, we've raised so much money, which is an amazing feeling. It's actually having like the Zoom calls as company has been really nice. It's kind of helped a lot of the pain kind of be forgotten, I think. But also, I haven't mentioned it yet, and he's a bit shy, but my boyfriend has actually done every single kilometre with us.
Unbelievable, yeah.
Really nice, because he doesn't really have much to gain from it. And that's been a really nice motivator as well, knowing that there's someone else in the same room as me who hurts as much.
Yeah.
So, I think that maybe is an advantage over everyone else, but yeah, I think just like it's just been like an incredible effort, and like the amount of effort Gareth put into making it go as seamlessly as it has as well, I think is amazing. Sorry.
Absolutely. And Russell and Vitalis have both said that, you know, you are an amazing human being. They're so proud of you. And you're Devon's hero, so it must feel good.
I feel like all of us deserve that praise. I've definitely been taking advantage of that elastic band. When you were on it, Max, thank you.
Well, thank you, Alice. We'll see you at the end. You've not got far to go. Keep going.
See you later.
See you soon.
Bye.
Can we try and speak to Andy again, Max?
Yeah, let's go back to Mr. Utley.
Or is Mr. Utley already finished?
Hello. Can you hear
Hi,
me?
Andy. Can you hear me now?
I'm not sure my audio is working, so I'll just say thanks to everyone who's sponsored. We're nearly there now. About 3.5k to go. Massive thanks to you, Max, yesterday, helping us on the ride.
Absolutely, my
times
pleasure.
that I got your wheel, and you were very much just toying with me. You kept my heart rate pretty high for those 4 or 5 hours, whatever it was. You were a million miles above us, so well done. Thanks, Emily, for commentating, and thanks to everyone for sponsoring. On to the final sprint.
Well, you're doing amazing, Andy. We're all really proud of you. Thank you so much. Max, you're getting a lot of praise here. You've obviously done a huge thing for them all, helping them out.
Yeah, it was really great to hear from everyone on that. Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant ride yesterday. I really enjoyed it. It was a lovely way to spend 4.5 hours on the turbo. That's another thing as well. It's as we just get Mr. Denham, I think he's been receiving a few words of encouragement on the Facebook, but that is another thing. You really don't appreciate someone who spends most of their time riding outside how kind of mentally tough it is to stay on those turbo trainers for that amount of time. Yeah,
absolutely. Are you being well looked after, Nick, at home?
I am being well looked after. Yeah, we had a short break a while ago, and there's some freshly baked brownies there, so I'm looking forward to getting stuck into them.
Well, you've not got far to go.
If my daughter hasn't eaten them all.
It's all a family affair here. I love it.
It is indeed.
Which is probably the nicest thing about this, the way that this challenge has gone, that you're having to be at home, that your families are all around you.
Yeah, that's right. It's completely a family affair. Obviously, we'd be in Dublin by now, and well, not quite, but almost there. So it's good that they get to experience it, and it's obviously a great support as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So really nice.
So, what's been your favourite moment so far? Just quickly.
Finishing day one was nice, felt good, and finishing yesterday was really good as well after the biggest ride. Yeah,
for sure. Well, you've already achieved so much, and you're not even at the end yet. So we're all really proud of you.
Thank you. And thank you to you guys. You've definitely helped us through
You're very
fantastic distraction.
Absolutely.
Well, all the best, Nick. We'll speak to you when it's all over, and that is so close.
Yeah, cheers.
Not far to go. See ya. So should we speak to Johnny?
Yeah, let's get the sorts on just as they go. Approach the kind of 1 kilometre to go mark.
Wow.
Says absolutely right there. That just having those quiz questions on while I was riding yesterday, listening to some of these guys kind of flounder, trying to remember which part of China someone's been living in. It does get me through.
So when we say family affair, we really mean it at this point. Johnny, have you got your feet on the pedals there?
Yeah, I've got a little bit of company for the last kilometre.
How are you feeling?
I feel all right, thanks. Yeah, ready to not be on here, but otherwise good.
Well, it's not far to go. What's going to be your the first thing that you do when it's all over?
Have a traditional Dynamos beer, I think.
Good for you. What's going to be the beer of choice?
Oh, I don't know. I got a nice selection for my birthday. Not from Mr. Sim, of course.
Of course,
I got a
not.
nice selection.
Well, I'm sure you can taste it already.
Yeah.
How far have we got to go, Max?
So we're just approaching half a kilometre to go. You can see where it says 79.5k up there. That's obviously not just the finish of this 80-kilometre ride, but that's the culmination of 500, but more for some people, 550 kilometres of riding over this weekend. Many more hours, so you can see displayed up there. So it's really absolutely brilliant.
Well, all the best for that last sprint. If you're going to join in with that, Johnny, I know John's not going to.
No, I said I probably wouldn't either. I don't like things I can't win. So I'm just going to see Mr. Denham blast past me.
Well, you are so close to the finish line. And obviously, on behalf of the whole, the charity and the school community, thank you so much for doing it.
Oh, no, thank you guys. It's an honour to ride with the Dynamos again. I love it. I've been gone from Debden 3 years, but I still love riding with these guys.
That's amazing to hear. Should we go back and speak to Mr. Davis, Max? See you later, Johnny. Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, let's return to Davis. Just as you can see, these guys have just crossed the 80-kilometre mark.
Wow.
They'll be doing, some of them will be taking part in that sprint just afterwards, but this is really, we've just reached the finish of the Debden to Dublin ride.
Amazing.
Hey guys, yeah, you can see just literally up ahead. We're about to cross over 400 metres. Can't say enough good things about these guys. They've been absolute legends. And you, so thank you for everything.
No, thank you.
We are almost there.
Well, Max, talk us through this end point.
So I don't think you might not be able to see it on that screen, but literally we've all got this giant blue banner in front of us, which we're all about to kind of just
as they've come past the 80 kilometres to go mark, they've all of these dynamos have completed the ride that they set out to do on Friday.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And you can see,
literally, for us, it's just come up now. That's it.
Amazing. Well done, all of you. Absolutely incredible stuff. Half an hour early, already in Dublin. Such a huge achievement. And of course, they have raised a massive £6,059 so far. There's still 7 days to go for the rest of your donations if you want to keep donating. I know some people do want to wait till they've reached the finish line to give their donations in. But just an absolutely incredible job from all of you. Helen says phenomenal. Meris is celebrating with you. Everybody's here watching with you. And this is unlike any other Debden Dynamos challenge where we're all able to see this as it happens. It's just amazing that you've all managed this.
Oh, so nice to hear. So nice to hear. Now, I'd just like to point out that Mr. Jonathan Saunders said he wasn't up for the sprint, and yet he's just sat in front of me at the moment. So maybe he feels he can win.
And he had a child on his lap while he did it as well. So
yeah, so we're about a K away from that, I think, just to try and finish it off. Max, you might want to have, I don't know if you can see this. If I go, you should be able to see Nick Denham there. In fact, if I swap to Mr. Saunders, you'll be able to watch him.
oh yeah, we can see.
In fact,
yeah, so we just watching Mr. Denham here. Mr. Denham, a few days ago in that first race, we saw him deploy that absolutely incredible 1,000-watt sprint across the bridge. It looks like he's chasing down Mr. Utley, Mr. Davis, as we're actually watching Mr. Saunders and Mr. Ventura here. They're all still, they haven't got that group.
I think we might have dropped. It's just Mr. Sim in the back. Watch the dark horse, Mr. Sim here.
Oh yeah, it's anyone's getting here at the moment. All to play for.
Oh God. So I think it's about maybe 800 meters to go. It should be just round this corner, I think.
Awesome. Max, who's up the front at the moment?
What? Right.
Well, not far to go. Keep moving.
So
start just coming up now.
So you can see Mr. Davis along.
Go on, Gareth. So we're just currently watching Mr. Ventura on the screen there. Obviously, Mr. Davis is, you can see, putting all that effort in for that end point.
I think it's going to be Sim or Ali. Oh, it's going to be close. Oh, that's good, right? Oh.
Wow, the effort that these guys are managing to put in at this end point is just phenomenal. They've already been cycling for such a long time.
Wow.
And that is it, guys. Is that the end of the Challenge 2020?
Job done.
Amazing stuff. We are all so proud of you. I cannot even imagine how knackered you all must be.
Oh, man.
Could have done with that. That's brilliant.
Well, you've got to finish on the high. You must feel really good now.
Yeah.
In about 10 minutes, you all.
John, what's the plan? What are we going to do now? What's your first thing you're going to do?
I think we've got a Guinness lined up for everyone. So we'll be drinking that and seeing the family and the kids. We haven't really seen them for 4 days, so we're checking in with them.
Amazing stuff. And just to reiterate, obviously, over £6,000. That means that is going to fund almost 3 whole missions for the Essex and Herts Air Ambulance Service, which is incredible.
That's just brilliant. That's so good, so good.
Yeah,
and they rely purely on your donations. So you, as well as the Dynamos, have made a huge impact on that charity. It's just really, really great that it is obviously ended on such a good note. We've raised so much money and you've put in so much effort.
Brilliant. Thank you guys for doing all this as well.
Yep, thank you.
You're very welcome. Well, I guess it's time to say goodbye.
What's the fun next year, Mr. Davis?
The moon, Utley, the moon.
Yeah. Yeah, who knows? Yeah, listen, so last thing is just a massive thank you to all the Dynamos, superstars, absolute heroes, every single one of them, and all the people who helped us out and rode a bit, cheered a bit, donated a bit. Absolutely brilliant. And obviously, Max and Emily, absolutely fantastic for keeping us going and doing this bit.
You're very welcome.
That's it from us, really. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, guys.
Donated, please do, and we'll see you next year.
Absolutely. Keep donating. See you next year, and cool down, everyone.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You can see the bike because it's underneath me.